it's clear he doesn't hold Canadian leadership in any regard whatsoever. I mean, people, again, they dismiss the trolling. Well, wait a minute. This is a world leader openly mocking another world leader. Like, this is not a healthy relationship and dynamic building up.
No, and it's not like we're a third world country. We're a fellow G7 country, and as you mentioned, Trump's got an intense dislike for Trudeau.
Well, most of us do.
Most of us do, I guess. So, and you remember Trudeau got at a G7 meeting, he got caught bad-mouthing Trump. Trump doesn't forget that kind of stuff. And Trump takes great delight in calling Trudeau governor of the 51st state, any time he can. Can you imagine those two going into a room? Trudeau's got no strength. He can't even control his own party, his own caucus. How's he gonna stand up to the force that is one Donald Trump?
Well, let's segue into that then. The kind of the bombshell that hit with Chrystia Freeland. There's another big story right at the end of the year. She was getting ready to deliver what everybody knew was going to be a terrible fiscal update. They deferred it for months. I mean, this was supposed to happen in fall, and then Trudeau just shot himself in the foot and bizarrely fired her.
Yeah, and I think you said before we went on the air that he's delusional. So he calls up Freeland on a Zoom meeting and says, "Hey, okay, you're going to deliver this really bag of steaming, to the Canadian people, $62 billion deficit. And guess what? I'm going to fire you, and Mark Carney's going to come in and take your place." So Freeland thought about it over the weekend and decided to give a big middle finger to her. Really a boss who she was really loyal to, right? Even in the weeks, the GST holiday, just a couple of weeks ago, she was at his side, pitching how wonderful it is. And then she's, criticizing it in her resignation letter. But the day that the economic statement was to be delivered, she quit. And it was panic stations on the Liberal side. They went through, I guess Mark Carney said no, he didn't want the job. So I don't know where Trudeau got that from. And they went through, next in line was Francois Philippe Champagne, and he said no. And then the two Randys, and I guess they both said no. So they ended up just walking it into the House of Commons, laying it on the table. Okay, there it is. We're not even gonna, read it. So it really was. And it's how does he go from here? How does he survive? I guess that's going to be part of the fun watching in the days ahead. But what a mess.
Well, it's really exposed his nature a lot. I mean, talk about the arrogance. He taking Freeland for granted. And again, hey, I'm not a big fan of her either. She rode this ship all the way up to where it is. But still, she was loyally bobbling her head behind him at every conference. She ate a lot of poop on his behalf. Whenever there were bad times, actually, he would often throw her into the fire rather than taking it on himself. But then just to think that, okay, she is so loyal, she loves me so much that she will take this. She will take a Zoom meeting firing and still work for me, 3 days from now and deliver this thing. Like, just so arrogant and vain. We already knew he was that way, but this was beyond the pale.